The success arisen from bullying. This is a project that I, Yusuf Ahmed, Vishesh Prasad, and Mustafa Khalid worked on, which revolves around the novel The Power of One by Bryce Courtenay. This novel is really interesting due to the several themes that we found throughout it and the sub themes that built upon them. So we're going to talk about the themes, the sub themes, reenact the story and how it builds on the theme, and then some also creative component, and then some social commentary and relating them to modern events. So let's start off with a theme. Just like there are in every novel, there were dozens of themes that we found throughout it. However, we chose the one which was the most influential and important based on the description that the author provided, how frequently it was talked about, and the relevancy of that theme for the main character, in this case, PK. So PK was an individual who attended a boarding school and was severely bullied because of his English descent and unnatural habits. So our theme was extreme bullying leads to development and success of individuals. This theme was found from the absolute beginning of the book to the end, and that's why we chose this theme. So in the next slide, and this is a video where we reenacted basically the whole.
What's up, nerd?
We reenacted the book and talked about it, and I'll talk about it after. So.
What's up, nerd? You British white dude? Yeah, bro. You're paler than a ghost, bro. Look at you. Why you in our school? Why are you in our school? Why are you in school? You see that door? You're whiter than that door, dog. Yeah, no, you don't belong here, bro. You're a white Englishman. Yeah, exactly. You're English, bro. Imagine being English. You're gonna be me, dog. What is this? We don't like you. We don't like you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Oh my god! I hate the mines! Oh, mine was so hard! I found gold! I'm gonna keep this for myself!
Hey, give that to me. That belongs to me. I'm your boss. This is what you get for not working hard in school.
Oh no! We should have worked hard in school!
I finally became so successful, so much money. I've been accepted at so many good colleges. I wonder where my bullies are now.
Go.
Sir, I regret to inform you, but I've diagnosed you with a violent case of gonorrhea.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, I'm with a patient.
It's very urgent. I need to talk with you.
What's up, man?
Thank you so much for your help. Without you, I've been nowhere. Thanks to you, I've been successful and been able to get out. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
I drink my pain away. I hate my life because I didn't work hard in school. Got me off again, please, sir. Hey, why don't you that one nerd I used to bully in school? Hi, nerd.
Okay, so that was reenacting the important parts of the book, and I'm going to talk about them in the next slide. So like I mentioned before, the central theme that we found was extreme bullying leads to development and success of individuals. And so there were three sub-themes that built on the main theme, extended it, and really talked about its main points. So the first one was key figures in life who hold you down and keep you sane. In this case, you can see that PK, you can see the scene where PK went into the room with the doc and had an interaction with him, and he hugged him and he thanked him. And so basically, the doc was a key figure in PK's life who helped him through so many difficult situations and guided him. Camouflaging to fit the ideals of an individual's surroundings prevents success. That's the second sub-theme. PK, in his time in the boarding school, acted dumber than he really was. He was very intelligent, as described in the book. And however, he purposely acted dumb so that he fits in and he doesn't look too left out. And so that really prevented him from his early success. The third sub-theme that we found was remaining optimistic while surrounded with pessimism, in this case bullying, led him to a sustainable future.
One example of PK being bullied can be seen in this excerpt. but it was too late to get a message through to Nanny, much less have her pass it on. I felt a sudden splash on my neck, and then warm blood trickled over my trembling, naked body across the cold cement floor and into the drain. Funny, I didn't feel dead. But there you go. Who knows what dead feels like? When the judge and his council of war had all pissed on me, they left. After a while, it got very quiet. Just a drip, drip, drip from someplace overhead, and a sniff from me that sounded as though it came from somewhere else.
So another important part is the social commentary that takes place throughout the book. And so what the author is trying to orient the social commentary around is the main idea that bullied individuals become highly successful due to the immense pressure and situations they are placed in. Rhetorical devices that we could derive from the prior evidence and the prior textual evidence from the slide before is imagery, irony, and paradox. And just to explain the first two, the understanding of imagery is displayed through, I guess, the descriptive diction, and it really allows the reader to visualize what's going on in their head. And the irony takes place throughout the book because at the start, PK is brutally bullied by different individuals at his school, and the way the book ends is PK standing his ground. Modern connections that we can tie to this book is an example is Elon Musk. Elon Musk had a very difficult childhood and went through a lot of different hardships like PK. He was bullied a lot and yet still had a constant drive and optimism that led him to be the successful entrepreneur and CEO that he is today. Another modern connection that we can make is no parental figures in key parts of life, but key relationship with caretakers and other figures in the book. And what that's referring to is that PK had no parental figures throughout his book. His mom went to a mental hospital, and all he really had was his house help, his maid, and his grandfather, and I guess other people that made his way throughout his journey. The next point, the last two kind of relate with each other. Albert Einstein and no friends worked in isolation. That's because PK had no friends throughout the book. He found himself working in isolation throughout, but working as hard as he can. And the way this links to another connection, which is Albert Einstein, is he was another person who had no friends to work with, and he worked in isolation throughout. But his hard work and optimism led him throughout, and he became very successful because of that.